Hi parents, guardians, and students. Today I want to walk you through our word problem solving strategies. The first strategy that I pointed out to students is to cross out any names in a given word problem and change them to names that you can relate to. I switched all the names to reflect members of my family. Let me read you the word problem aloud. Jamie spent the morning counting out how many times Stephen and Ariella shouted out in the middle of Mr. D's lesson. Stephen shouted out 689 times. Ariella shouted out 368 times. How many times did they interrupt Mr. D? You'll notice that I've suggested to students to circle key numerical information. I've highlighted the question that requires answering and determine the operation, which is addition. Now, in order to provide a complete response for a word problem, one needs to represent their understanding in numbers, pictures, and words. I've recommended to students to start off with numbers first, and if need be, to rotate the page to provide a more comfy, if you will, orientation. In the number section where I like to begin, I've written down the place value columns, hundreds, tens, and ones. I've lined up the numbers. 9 plus 8 is 17. I've regrouped that 10 over here. 1 plus 8 plus 6 is 15. I've regrouped those 10 tens into 100. 1 plus 6 plus 3 is 10 hundreds. So I've left the 0 place value holder and placed the 1 now in the thousands category, taking us to a sum of 1,057. I've suggested to students that should there not be enough room to adequately represent their understanding, let's say in pictures in this case, place a symbol and move to a larger piece of paper. In this case over here, I'm representing my answer in pictures. I've recreated the question using unit cubes, rods of 10, and hundreds. You'll notice that I've used a different color over here to represent how I've regrouped 10 ones and shifted it into the tens category. These 10 tens have been regrouped into 100, and these 10 hundreds that I've lassoed have now shifted over into the 1,000 category. Lastly, when it comes time to answering the question in words, I've suggested to students to use the words in the question to start their answer, or UWQSA as it's known, to apply OPP or our proofreading plan, and to include as much math language as possible. The sum of interruptions was 1,057. You'll notice that I've included the word sum over here to show off my math language. Every student has a Toolkit binder in their desk. The Toolkit binder has quite a few useful math sheets that one can utilize to assist with their work. As I flip to it, you'll take note of our dry erase math manipulative. Every student has a dry erase marker that they can use in order to help them count on. We have our useful place value columns that can be written in and erased. We also have a handy number line over here. We also have a section of commonly encountered math words, sorted by our different units, and also a handy word problem sheet. You'll take note that next to the symbol for addition over here is the word sum that I've incorporated into my answer. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this helps represent a level 4 word problem solution in pictures, numbers, and words. Thanks once again.